When you're exposed to unnatural elements all the time, then you are looking at long-term dangerous diseases. Cysts, what are they called? Growths, cancers, headaches, migraines, all that will come out. Why do they come out? When I was growing up in Howell, New Jersey, back in the 70s, I've never heard of one single person in our neighborhood, in the school, or anywhere having cancer. Not one single person. I've never heard of anyone growing up having cancer. And if you did hear about cancer, it's on the news, somewhere far in some city like New York, or somewhere far, like this famous person has some kind of cancer. Even then, it was very rare to hear. Very, very, very rare to hear that. So these days, I get requests for people to do prayers all the time, and it's always something to do with cancer. So you have to remember something. Why is cancer on the rise? Cancer is on the rise is because our body is expelling or cannot handle all the toxins that are going inside. Think of your apartments in a city. It's all cement. It's not natural earth. It's not natural mud. It's not natural grass. It's not natural, breathable, biodegradable products that are healthy for you. You know, it's not like the cities people lived in 200-300 years ago, where, you know, even if it's a city, it's still built from natural items. Not so much chemicals. Not so much synthetic items. Now when you look at an apartment, you look at a house in the city, it's plastic that are not degradable. You know, these plastics can go into the ocean, can go into earth for hundreds of years. They will never degrade. They will never melt because it's just chemicals. So the buildings that you live in is all cement. The air that you breathe in is all air conditioning. All right? The car you sit in is all chemicals. Everything. From the dashboard, to your steering wheel, to the seat you sit on, to the actual body of the car, the engine, and also the fumes it creates. It's all just total 100% poison. And that's what we expose ourselves to. And then we say to ourselves, oh, it's really fun in the city. I'm really having a great time in the city. You know, I can go out, I can go to the gym. What's the point if you're showering, washing, living, breathing, touching toxins all day long, and then you go to the gym? Doesn't make sense. What can the gym do for you? There are so many people that are skinny and fit, thin, or fit, or whatever. They have cancer, they die. You guys don't get the messages I get. I get a lot of messages, private messages, from people who are dying, or will die, or died. That's part of my job to do prayers for them. And one of the biggest causes is cancer. Another one is heart failure. Those are the two. I don't hear much else. Once in a while you get one in old age, the person's very old and things fail. I understand. I mean, if the person's 80, 90, they have cancer, I understand. You don't understand. But still, when we were growing up, people in the 70s and 80s, 70 years old, 80 years old, you don't hear they have cancer. I've never heard. Okay, I don't know of one person in our neighborhood, of hundreds of people, in our school friends, who died of cancer. That's when we were growing up. Then we started hearing more about cancer in the 80s, a lot more in the 90s, and now in the 2000s, it's just very common. It's almost like saying, oh, this person has the flu, this person has cancer. So where is that coming from? That's coming from your body telling you the environment you live in is poisoning you. The environment you're living in is killing you. So what do you get in the city? You get lights, easy food, easy shopping. You can go out to coffee. You can meet friends and talk, but you got to pay a price. And the price will be your body. That will be your body, the price. You see, attachment always has a price. Nothing is for free. So therefore, when we're out in the country, there are a lot of synthetic items still. Many of the rooms we build are synthetic. We're still in air conditioning. Well, I am at least. But it's greatly reduced. is greatly dispersed. And one thing for sure, the air around here is much, much better. Much, much better. We still have cars, we still have pollutants, but it's not like in the city where that's what you're breathing 24 hours a day. Just think, all the things that's emitted from the cars. If you live in PJ, if you're in Petaling Street area, if you're in Subang, if you're in Cheras, any of those areas, very dense, very congested. Very, very congested. Every family has 2 or 3 cars. And those cars are running all day long. And you're walking, you're breathing all of those fumes into your body. And then you go home, and then you live in your cement rooms, your cement apartments, and all the toxins emitting from the cement, from the ceiling, all that you're breathing. Constantly, all the time. So that's the price we have to pay for our attachment to the city. Now, on a superficial, external environmental cause, that's what's giving us our diseases and problems and illnesses. But on a deeper, ultimate cause, of course, it's our karma. It's our karma to be born to be attached to the city. It's our karma to be born to be in a fresh air, in a polluted air, in a nice area, not nice area. To have our karma to be born with a body that's susceptible to sickness, susceptible to problems, not susceptible to sickness. We're born in a body that's very strong, not strong. We're born in an environment that we get sick easy, that we don't get sick easy. Ultimately, it is our karma. But you see, karma also plays a very important part where we live and how we think and why we live where we live. So we have to realize that ultimately it's karma. Karma comes from where? Karma comes from our speech. Karma comes from our body. Karma comes from our mind. All right? Now, is it possible for people like you and me to exist without creating negative karma? Even if we're in a room doing nothing the whole day. Pretty difficult. Why? As long as your mind is attached to yourself, I, me, myself, I, Da, Zin, holding on to the self. As long as you're holding on to the self, even if you're not doing anything physically, you're not saying anything, you're still creating negative karma. The karma is the mind. What karma are you creating? A very subtle I, me, I. So you're creating that on your own, just sitting there. Otherwise, unless you're a Buddha, we all create karma. So what happens is, when we create this karma, depends on how strong our I is, how strong our selfish mind is, how strong our holding our mind, holding ourselves, the selfish mind is. So why do I say different words? Because people have different understanding. It's the same meaning. I'm just using different words. If you want to use a technical word, it will be holding on to the non-existent I. So I think a lot of people would understand that. So we just relabel that as selfish mind, holding on to I. Now, when we hold on to the I, whether we like it or not, we create negative karma. All the time.